Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. So today we are doing the Final Fantasy XIV quest, Stifled Screams, level 15 rogue quest. Jack wishes to bring you in on a tricky assignment. Illusion, just the Mort I was hoping to see. We've some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling underfoot and the Stray in on this as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Jack, the client's arrived. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. It was several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. It claimed that pirates had raided the village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. 'Twas a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse, thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates never even heard of the code. Pillaging honest calls and dipping their wicks in the slave trade, they're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many wids, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those that raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were culls that was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you risk becoming what it was ye hated most. So, you've a mark for us then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of official privateering license. It would appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other lamented citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we've let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold has proven heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Dirt done, and those nasty coves will feel our short blades pricking into their backs. They'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Mekebe, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation, and see what we can whittle about the calls that haven't already been sold. Illusion, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Shall we go after those slave cutthroats then? Our client tells me that the Jolly Merchants set sail from Aelford port a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they might have even boarded an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of the crew would be back on land looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And this proved me theory right. One of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the Ruffmans in Lower Lenacia. There's a Bene Cove over at the Morby dry docks by the name of Swainsert. We'll likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his gazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon like. God, trying to speak what he's saying is such a pain in the ass. Like, an incredible pain in the ass. I know what you are. What can old Swarscent do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers. Ah, well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was farting along another bloke, and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying what the slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to market. No, he likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the salt strand. That doesn't leave you much time. So Jack was on his way? Yes, you best go on ahead, and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Good thing we can fly. Came through for us, eh? Now what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Saw a move, I told you. Me peg-legged grandma hobbles quicker than you miserable sacks of shite. Well, you need another thrashing, is that it? You ever forgot what happens when you try me generous patience? I'm sorry, please. No more beatings. We walked as far as we could, but we need food, water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me, or just plain daft? I told you to keep your bleating mouth shut. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Leviathan scaly arse. She's sweeping again. Listen, we're headed to Aleport, alright? That's where me and me shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others are looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded onto the Jolly Merchantman, set off to God's nowhere, and Limstead will be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gobful of sweet Lanosian sea breeze. I'm starting to put a blade twixt his eyes here now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Aleport, then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The Jolly Merchants will get their due, don't you worry about that. They've gone. We'd best hurry to Aleport. Unless we have a quicker way, there's a ferry that leaves from the Candlekeep Quay. I'll meet you across the water, lass. Yeah, I got a quicker way. We'll teleport there. That Jolly Merchant's Cove still with his captives. Seems they're taking a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, aye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some call recognize the merchandise, Only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And you can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner who raises a hue and cry. Patience now, we'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards arrived. Meanwhile, we'd better sharpen your stabbers. We have a busy night ahead of us. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. That'll be long enough. We'll just have to hope there isn't any stragglers. Listen closely, lass. The merchants are disguised as plain old venturers and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Aleport. How do you whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles of that bingo swollen cull over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type what that nasty saw the salt strain had on. That's about how they find each other in a crowd. Of course, it's also how I would where each of the bastards were saying. Just snilch the hopeless glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you've found your mark. So here's the job all laid out for you. You hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back, alright? Boy, the storeroom's door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Well, I can't have gone far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Was that merchant cove gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves. All things considered, bloody oafs. And now we've got a swarm of yellowjacks buzzing about looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around in the darkments, I have a feeling they'll axe first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent calls in there as well, mine, so let's try not to stab any as don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yelljacks, so I'll take the lead after you. Wasn't sure if that was going to work. Thought that I might wake one of them and have some more problems. Yes, you're free. This was last time when we didn't even need my help. Back into the shadows. Not a bad night's work, eh? The else will be taken care of and poor Coles will be freed, and I've made sure none of the merchants were downed or are likely to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me natty lass, our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones who freed us? Aye, was there something else we could do for you, miss? The master and Stutz will take you home if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I just wanted to thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I should tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. It was something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back. I beg your pardon? It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western Lunacia, and being so close to Aleport, our captor assumed they were out rounding up chattel until last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I will pray for your success. Thank you again. So much for saving our victory, Pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your thrown arm? I think it's time you learned how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open roughmans, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lass like yourself will figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep it in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. And so that was the level 15 rogue quest, Stifling Screams. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you either in another video here on YouTube or one of our many streams over on Twitch. Till next time, I hope you all have a very wonderful rest of your day, though.